Huh? Wait, why is there a moving truck in front of our house?
Um, Living in such a wonderful house from today onward is just splendid.
Wait, mother-in-law. What do you mean by living?
Oh, my parents will be moving in with us from today. Haha, I forgot to mention it.
What do you mean? My name is Lisa, and I'm a housewife who's currently pregnant. I live happily with my husband, Matthew. On this day,
Hey, Lisa, we're finally going to have a child, aren't we? In less than a year, it'll be the three of us living together. Who knows, maybe we might have an even bigger family?
a big family. But it would be lovely if that happens.
That's what I'm saying. I think we'll need a stand-alone house before long.
True, having a standalone house might be helpful when raising kids since we won't have to worry about making noise.
Right? So, I'm thinking of building a new house on my dad's land at this opportunity. Besides the noise, the spacious place should be better for the kids too.
At this opportunity. So you mean raising our child in a newly built house?
Yeah, I thought why not start our life grandly without having to move around?
Wow! A new beginning for our family. Following Matthew's suggestion, we decided to build a new house on my father-in-law's land in light of my pregnancy. Since it's a new construction, meetings with the architect began, and I was very excited. However, hey, Matthew, isn't it time to leave? Our meeting is coming up soon.
Just a moment. Ah, here she is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Apologies, I'm a bit late.
Huh, mother-in-law? Why are you?
I'm joining the meeting for the new house too, so please bear with me.
That's the situation. Now that everyone's here, we should get going. We're cutting it close on time.
Wait! Mother-in-law is joining too. Initially, it went like this. For some reason, from then on, my mother-in-law was always present during the meetings. Feeling uneasy about it, I decided to ask Matthew for an explanation. Hey, Matthew. Why is it that your mother is always at our meetings? The new house is supposed to be ours, right? Your mother is probably busy, she doesn't have to come every time.
Oh, I didn't explain, but there's a good reason for that.
What kind of reason?
Well, you know, my parents renovated their house a few years ago. So I thought it'd be good to get advice from my mom since she has experience with this kind of stuff.
I see. So that's why she's been coming all this time. But this is our house. She doesn't really need to be there every time, right?
It's fine, isn't it? In the end, we're the ones making the decisions. And, you know, we're just listening to her opinion, so it's not a problem, right?
Well, I get that, but it's not really about that.
My mom might be bored at home and looks forward to the meetings. If anything comes up, I'll handle it. That's good enough, right?
Matthew consistently brushed aside my opinions. My mother-in-law continued to attend every meeting, and eventually began giving her own input.
What should we do with this area on the first floor? A Japanese-style room might not fit well?
Right, maintenance would differ from the other rooms, so maybe a Western-style room would be better.
Wait a minute, you absolutely need to have a Japanese-style room. Where else will you place our family altar? You need a large space for it.
Mother-in-law.
And make sure to eliminate any level differences. It's dangerous if someone trips. Think about when you get older. Make it barrier-free and add handrails to the stairs.
Oh, I see. We should definitely consider mobility issues for when we get older. Trust my mom to think of these things. You're a lifesaver.
But that's something to consider decades from now. We could always renovate when the time comes, right? We had never discussed living together with my in-laws, so I found this turn of events quite puzzling. Even when I later sought Matthew's counsel, he wouldn't really listen. In the end, the house was built according to my mother-in-law's wishes. Several months later, when the new house was finally completed and we began our new life, something unexpected happened. Wait, why is there a moving truck in front of our house?
Living in such a wonderful house from today onward is just splendid.
Wait, mother-in-law. What do you mean by living?
Oh, my parents will be moving in with us from today. Haha, I forgot to mention it.
What do you mean?
Actually, We started thinking about living together midway through the planning. At first, I intended to just give advice, but as it started aligning more with my ideal, I began to think it'd be nice if it could actually happen.
So, since my mom seemed to like the idea, we decided to live together.
No, wait. I haven't heard anything about this.
Oh, what's with that tone? Are you unhappy? If you don't like living together, then why don't you leave?
You mean I should leave?
Of course. This land belongs to my husband. In other words, this is our house.
That's outrageous.
Well, that's how it is. You don't have any right to refuse living together, okay?
I was left reeling from the unexpected turn of events and couldn't come to terms with the situation. I decided to step outside to clear my head. Upon doing so, a certain individual was waiting for me. After a conversation, I made a decision and returned home. I'm sorry, I've come back.
Oh, you've returned? So, have you made up your mind? Have you come around to the idea of living together? Or have you decided to leave?
What nonsense are you spouting? Enough. We're going home.
Oh dear. What did you just say? Going back? Where to?
Back to our house, of course. Come on, without any fuss. Let's leave. If you don't like it, you can leave both this house and mine.
Well, why? You were supposed to live here too, weren't you? Matthew also gave his consent. There's no reason for us to leave.
That's right, Dad. It's not fair on Mom. Why are you suddenly saying we should leave?
Enough already. You foolish son, blindly trusting your mother all the time.
What's gotten into you, Dad?
Hey, don't you dare call Matthew an idiot.
Listen here. Aren't you two misunderstanding something?
Father-in-law suddenly announced that he wanted to return to his own home, which mother-in-law and Matthew opposed. As the two voiced their disagreement, father-in-law made a revelation.
Misunderstanding? What are you talking about?
We aren't misunderstanding anything. This is Mom's house too, now.
That's exactly the misunderstanding I'm talking about. I wanted to help Lisa and her family before your mother squandered all our savings. I could have just given money, but I knew once the savings were gone, she'd start selling off things. That's why I suggested building a new home on this land. But now, look this situation. The root cause of it all is trying to move in.
Wait a minute.
Mom squandering all the savings. Dad, what are you talking about?
The mother you know now is not the same one from the past. She changed one day, and I can't bear her wasteful spending any longer.
What do you mean by that? I haven't been wastefully spending.
Exactly. You never listened to me. It started when you kept saying that if you spend money joyfully, it'll come back to you.
I heard about it from father-in-law earlier too. That, if you entrust your fortune to a shrine, it'll double and return to you. And with that belief, you bought $10,000 worth of lottery tickets and put all of them into the shrine's donation box.
$10,000. That has to be a joke, right? Putting lottery tickets into a donation box. Isn't that disrespectful to the gods?
After I relayed the shocking story I'd heard from father-in-law, Matthew seemed as if he couldn't believe it. Then, mother-in-law spoke up.
It's all true. Everything. By donating things related to luck, you can get luck in return. After all, I read about it on the internet.
Wait, the internet? You believed and acted on that?
Yes. God is forgiving, so he wouldn't mind lottery tickets. But unlike regular donations, lottery tickets have uncertain values. So, when God grants you a blessing, there's a bug that doubles it.
A bug?
You might not know, Lisa, but this world is like a game. That's why bugs like this sometimes happen. UFOs and unknown creatures are good examples of this. What I did is like exploiting a design flaw in the game's mechanics.
What? The world's a game? But actually, there are experiences I've had that can't be explained any other way.
No, that can't be right.
I'm telling you it's true. Just search for it and you'll see.
How many times have I heard this? There's no way such world-altering tales are just floating around on the net. If you keep saying it's a bug, maybe the real bug is in your head.
What? How rude. I'm not buggy.
Listen, the information on the internet is a mix of truth and falsehoods. There's no shortage of dim-witted folks who write incorrect things as if they're facts. And of course, those like you, with an equally dim-witted disposition, who believe them.
I've been saying I'm not mistaken. Why won't you believe me?
Because your basis for such outlandish actions is the internet.
The ability to discern accurate information, or at least to verify its validity. If you're using the internet, you need those skills.
If you can't do that, you shouldn't be on the internet or social media. Before you act on anything, spend at least half a year just observing.
I have that ability. My source is very reliable. Instead of lecturing me, you should just check if I'm right.
Why can't you understand that there's no need to even check this?
Father-in-law attempts to reason with mother-in-law, who has started to say some clearly absurd things. However, mother-in-law won't hear any of it. Seeing mother-in-law act this way, father-in-law says,
She's always been like this. The other day, she laid out $10,000 bills all over the floor and spun around them 3 times.
Wait, was that to trigger a money multiplication glitch?
The timing is a bit tricky, so I haven't succeeded yet.
Like you'll ever succeed. That's why I wanted to help her financially while I still had some money. I had a feeling she'd eventually try to get her hands on my land.
Dad, don't be too hard on her. Mom isn't like that. Besides, we don't even know if what you just told us is true. What if you're the one making up stories to manipulate the situation?
Wow, like mother, like son. Both of you can't discern fact from fiction. What disappointing adults.
Who are you calling disappointing? I just told you not to badmouth my mother.
Besides, the truly disappointing one here is you, Lisa. You'll probably go your entire life without ever discovering the truth of this world.
Enough. How can both of you believe such delusional stories? First of all, mother-in-law, you're fundamentally wrong. If you want to increase your money, the most straightforward and realistic approach is for you to work.
What? Me? Go to work? You must be joking. Why should I have to do something like that?
If you worked, you'd understand the effort father-in-law put into earning that $10,000. In this world, it's almost impossible to just easily increase your money.
Hey, Lisa, that's enough. Mom's just trying to better our lives. She's doing her best.
And you, Matthew. You're so naive, being taken advantage of, and you don't even realize it. I can't raise our future children with someone like that.
What? What do you mean by that? Are you saying?
Matthew was clearly shaken by my words, but then,
Yes, basically, Lisa's expressing a desire to divorce you, Matthew.
Divorce? Wait, who the hell are you? Why are you barging in like this?
I had him come. I reached out. This is an attorney, a friend of mine, and he's incredibly skilled. So skilled they gave him a nickname. I think it was Cheetah. Probably because he's so fast at his job.
Huh. Thanks for the compliment, but cheater refers to someone cheating.
So, you're just some shifty lawyer?
No, not at all. I never.
Right? Right. It's impossible to have a 100% win rate without cheating, isn't it? That's why they call him that, out of awe and a bit of fear.
What? 100%? That's literally cheating.
Forget the lawyer. We don't need one. My son and his wife aren't getting a divorce. And we're staying in this house. It's our destiny to live this way.
Think whatever you want, but I never planned on staying here. I'm tired of you and your antics. I'm done supporting you. We're getting a divorce.
Your father has decided to leave the house to Lisa. So, Matthew and mother-in-law, you will need to leave.
Leave. Don't joke with me. I won't accept that.
Right. What gives you the authority to say that? Didn't we say this is our home? Even if you're my father, you can't just kick us out.
Are you seriously saying that?
it was unclear if Matthew was being emotional or serious with his statements, and as Noah appeared speechless.
Don't mess around. This is my land, and this house was built with my money. Everything here is mine, so obviously I have the final say.
Then, as your wife, I have ownership rights too, don't I? You can't just kick me out unilaterally.
Given that you're getting divorced, this will involve property division. Indeed, under normal circumstances, you would have rights, mother-in-law. However, due to excessive spending and causing emotional distress to the father-in-law, you probably won't receive anything this time.
Wah. Then, what about me? I have rights too, right?
To spare you the details, it'll be up to the owner, your father's, discretion.
So, this house will belong to Lisa. Tell me the details you're skipping over.
Sure, perhaps when discussing alimony payments in detail.
Alimony. Why the hell would I?
Because you never listened to me. Deciding things about the house with your mother without me, and then telling me to leave. If you thought this would be settled with just a divorce, you're sorely mistaken.
Wait. So, we lose the house and money.
That's too much. Don't you think that's harsh?
You reap what you sow. You two should reflect and start working diligently.
Work? I can't.
Then, just keep moping around at home forever.
Lisa, what about giving us another chance?
There's no way that's happening. Goodbye. I doubt we'll ever meet again.
Given the situation, please direct any future discussions to me.
This was supposed to be our dream home. Why?
With their heads hanging low, mother-in-law and Matthew were led away by Noah and disappeared from sight. After this, Matthew and I, along with my in-laws, each decided to get a divorce. Father-in-law and I claimed alimony from our respective spouses. Mother-in-law was expelled from the house without any property division, and Matthew incurred debt due to the payments. Thus, mother-in-law and Matthew found themselves living in a cheap apartment, leading a frugal life. While they were swamped with work, they would repeatedly conduct suspicious rituals every night to try and increase their wealth, leading a pitiable life. As for me, I was bequeathed the house by father-in-law.
How do you find living in this house, Lisa?
It's very comfortable. Thank you for this wonderful home, but are you sure about this?
Hana, didn't I tell you living together was all right? Having someone like me around might just hold you back in life.
To say you're a burden, that's just
the truth. But if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, truly.
So, Lisa will become the voluntary guardian for your father, correct?
Yes, sorry to put this on you, Noah. It's a burden for Lisa, but it's what I want.
I want to do at least this much.
Well, your father is still quite healthy, and any decline in his judgment ability will likely be much later. If your wishes change by then, please call me anytime.
Thank you, Noah, for everything.
It's really no trouble at all.
Phew, I'll be fine no matter what happens now.
Just remember, if you start living an unhealthy lifestyle, I'll resign as your guardian.
Hana, I guess I have no choice but to live a long life then.
Since then, I've been steadily starting my life in my new home. I proposed living together with the kind-hearted father-in-law several times, but he declined all my offers. On the other hand, at father-in-law's request, I became his voluntary guardian. According to Noah, I still have no real duties as a guardian for a while. At least, I think I'll show the child growing in my belly to father-in-law. Supported by the warm wishes of the kind people around me, I was set to live my happy days. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content. Just click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. See you in the next one.